Hey, what's going on guys, this is Adam here, and today we're going to be doing a video on the knockoff iPhone 2G that I got about a month ago. And so I did want to do a video on this, but I've just been putting it off for a long time, but now I'm finally doing it. So let's take a look at this knockoff iPhone 2G. Alright, so first of all, without looking at the screen itself, because without having the screen turned on, because I don't have a battery for this yet, without the screen turned on, it kind of looks like an iPhone 2G, but let's actually compare it to an iPhone 2G. So on the front, you can kind of see that it's basically the same. The only way that you can tell that it's different is that the screen to body ratio isn't as good on here than it is on here, even though none of these screen to body ratios are as good. That good. But as you can see, there's a lot more bezel on the sides right here. Let's compare it to the iPhone 2G, and as you can see, there's a lot slimmer bezels on the sides. But besides that, it does look mostly the same. Now let's look at the side. Oh, actually, here, I'm going to talk actually about the little speaker grill and the power button. So the power button, in my opinion, actually does feel okay. It feels more plasticky though. This feels a lot more premium, and yeah, but besides that, it actually mostly feels the same. And then up here, it looks more like a toy. Looking here, it looks a lot more sophisticated. Like here, you could see all the holes for the speaker grill, and then here you can't see any kind of holes. Like, it's really hard to see them if you can. And besides that, looking at the screen itself without turning it on, you could definitely tell that this is a way lower quality screen. I mean, just putting it in the sunlight here, you can see how bad it is compared to the iPhone 2G, even though the iPhone 2G screen is really bad in 2020. Both of these screens in 2020 are terrible, even though this is way worse. Like, I would much rather use this screen than this screen. Anyway, now let's talk about these sides. So first of all, on the bottom, we have this weird USB port. I'm not exactly sure what it is. You guys can maybe tell me in the comments. And then looking here, we actually have a stylus, and that's because this isn't actually a multi-touch. This is not a capacitive touchscreen, it's a resistive touchscreen. So you need to use a stylus, which really sucks. I wish that like some iPhone 2G clones had no stylus and actually had like a capacitive touchscreen. What am I saying? Because like, the stylus makes it look really much worse, but it's pretty funny, to be honest. And then you got this weird hole. I really don't know what it is, to be honest. It's just a random hole. I'm assuming it may be to power off the phone itself. And then let's actually look at the top here. And at the top, you got I guess some speaker grills. But if you see, it's actually supposed to be on the bottom with the charger port. But I guess it looks okay. And then you also have the volume up and down, and then you also have the power button. Where is the power button? Oh, right. There is no power button. The reason why there's no power button is just because you use the home button, and that acts as a power button. So, yeah, kind of weird. But yeah, I guess it looks fine. But then let's turn it over to the back, and you can see one huge difference. Look at this. They did this completely wrong. First of all, the Apple logo looks terrible compared to the actual iPhone 2G. And also the band, like the antenna band, this is, I believe, a fake antenna band. This is at the top, not the bottom. So that's one thing that you should definitely watch out for. This also is plastic. This is aluminum. And also, by the way, the screen is plastic, while the screen on the actual iPhone 2G is a glass. And I'm so annoyed that I'm getting my iPhone 2G completely dirty. But yeah, this one says 16 gigabytes, even though it most likely has like maybe 128 megabytes or 256 megabytes of storage, like probably nothing. And then this actually has 8 gigabytes of storage, as you would expect. So, Looking at the camera sensor itself. So, looking at the camera sensor, it is a tiny camera sensor. It is absolutely tiny. But then if you look at the actual iPhone 2G camera sensor, it is absolutely tiny as well, except it's a little bit bigger. This is a 2 megapixel sensor. This is definitely less than 2 megapixels. It's probably like 0.3, probably less than 1 megapixels. So, yeah. And then, one other thing that is extremely different from the iPhone 2G is that since it's plastic, you can actually remove the back. So, let's take a look at the inside of the phone. It's called the SciPhone 168 Plus. It's called a GSM quad band cell phone, and I don't really care if you see the IMEI or anything like that. And as you can see, the insides are fully made out of plastic. I mean, looking inside there, I've actually seen what it looks like inside the iPhone 2G. It is jam-packed with stuff. This also has a removable battery, which is actually kind of a plus, I would say, because this isn't removable. So I would actually say that's kind of a plus. I mean, I actually kind of prefer removable batteries in these small phones and stuff like that. You know, old phones. I don't know. And then you've also got some screws on the sides, as you can see. I mean, you got some screws all over the place. You've got where you're supposed to put your SIM card, and this, I believe, is not a nano SIM card. It's definitely not a nano SIM card. It might be I forgot what it's called, but it's definitely not a nano SIM card. It's way, way, way worse than a nano SIM card. And then you've also, I guess they kind of copied Apple in the future, because this has no headphone jack. So, it's one thing that's kind of interesting. I guess they just decided to put that off. And then lastly, I would say is the heaviness is definitely different, but that's most likely just because this is made out of plastic, and this also does not have a battery, so that could also be another reason, but it's most likely going to be lighter if it did have a battery. And then anything else, I guess I could say, if the screen was on, you would be able to see the operating system and everything like that. It's running on a Java OS, so it's definitely different from iOS. It mocks iOS, but it looks really nothing like iOS at all. But anyways, guys, this is a pretty interesting video. I've wanted to do this video for a long time, just been putting it off. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the next video that comes out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.